How do teachers really determine and prepare what is to be learned and taught in a school day? Through understanding the characteristics of a lesson plan and developing them to make sure and reach all types of learners within the classroom. The education department at BV needs to come together to build a better understanding by design template to use as a strong foundation for our students to develop lesson plans. Along with this, they need to create a better way to teach and help our online learners understand how to create that lesson plan. Faculty development needs to be increased to assist our online learners. BV University Education Department has found that our online learners are having a hard time developing lesson plans using the UBD template that the Education Department has required. I'd like to apply the Understanding by Design plan through a more in-depth podcast approach for our online learners, where we see the most struggling in developing these lesson plans. We have found a gap in teaching the process to understand it, to online and through Zoom. Preparing a module with multiple podcasts on the UBD plan needs to be part of our education courses. With the multiple academic degrees in the education department, there's not just one course everyone needs to take right away, where a professor can teach this lesson plan design at the beginning of the course. If the department included this module at the beginning of all courses, students would always have resources to help develop their lessons whenever it is needed, leading BVU to support their mission to prepare teacher leaders for a changing world. Trying new initiatives and instruction ideas for the university's multiple environments of learners will keep the university more marketable in higher education. I'd like to make changes to the online learning process of the UBD template by using the diffusion process. The UBD template provides an approach for teachers to develop the end goals in mind first, then working backwards to decide on the learning plan for our students. The process helps guide curriculum, assessment, and instruction for teachers to successfully build a lesson plan, unit, or a course to improve student achievement and teacher performance. Understanding by Design framework is used as various companies, schools, programs, and the National Board of Standards to help plan learning initiatives. Looking at the 3 stages of the diffusion process, the initiation, the screening, and the adoption phase, it is a way to look at the process to help develop change in the curriculum for our online learners. Session 1 would be about the UBD design. We talk about what BV University wants to express to students using this UBD format for our lesson planning. We talk about the important aspects of lesson planning and why the faculty needs to analyze changes that need to be made for these online learners in order for them to grow. We talk about the best practices for helping the online learners to learn the UBD design. Session 2 would be about recognizing the need for the change of rigor in online learning. We talk about assessing and how we would be able to know whether they were understanding it or not, along with developing a module through the Canvas learning management system and how this process would best benefit our online learners. Session 3 would be done through podcasts. I'd want them to understand how to develop a plan or a solution by developing podcasts. We talk about the arguments for and against doing this podcast initiative. We develop why or what's included in the pieces, who would be involved, and how we would trial this through a small scale piece, along with tentatively deciding on adopting it. Podcasting is a way to use audio and video files to increase learning and teaching practices within the classroom. It's not confined. You can listen on your own schedule. It can be produced by many individuals, giving a very differentiated approach to learning, a deeper engagement. You can enhance the comprehension. There's a greater intimacy among the learning because it's individualized. Along with that, you can develop a more creative individual thinking. Session 4 would be the implementation stage, where we'd make or build the module with the UBD lesson plan development piece to it to help our students better learn the lesson plan process. This would build consistency of learning and also be a continuous improvement piece for us to monitor online learning and adjusting the training for our faculty. We developed this in a 4-session faculty development. Session 1 would be on understanding UBD design. Session 2 would be on Canvas. Session 3 would be on podcasts. And Session 4 would be on the development of UBD module.